Dear participant, good evening all of you and welcome back to our seventh session. Can you please let me know I am perfect audible to all of you? Yes, no? Okay. So many participant has been joined us and now it is time to start today's session, and it is really very important for data cleaning. If possible, you have two devices. From one device you can listen the lecture, and the other device which is also must be connected with internet if possible for you. Okay, you can do some hands-on practice and I can share the file. So how many people have two devices, so that if you can do some practice along with some of the participant, I think facing the challenges to use NumPy or Pandas, how we can import these libraries are not working. And this can happen only if you are not, these libraries are not available in your system. So first you have to install the library. Okay, then you can import for your purpose. Once again, good evening all of you and welcome back again in this ongoing our workshop. Okay, so now we have nice audience has been connected, and you are allowed to unmute your mic, permitted, but keep in mind only it is required. Then you can unmute the mic, otherwise please keep muted. Okay. So if any participant have the challenge to use of the NumPy or Pandas library, how we can import. Since if you are not able to import the libraries and in the beginning you have the challenge, this can happen only if the library is not exist in your system. Okay, before importing the library, that must be exist in your system. Okay, so yes, I'm going to share my screen, and my screen is visible. Yes. So here is my desktop. Okay. Okay. This is the, yes. So this is the today's session, which is exploratory data analysis, EDA basics. So we are going to cover this topic, and if some of the participants have some challenge, okay, how you can install the library, I can let you know. Suppose that I have the new shell, I can take from this place. Uh, okay, check here. This is the new shell, and at this place, what you will do, pip install pandas, and then shift and enter. So for those, I am repeating how you can install this pandas. Okay, pip install pandas.
Done that.
Yeah, just 1 minute. Yes. So you will use this sign before pip and then install pandas. If the library already exists, then you will get this message required already satisfied. Okay. So if this statement is there in your system, it means the library is already installed in your system. Okay. Otherwise, this will take few seconds to install this library. Similarly, you can install the other library like pandas and numpy. Okay. By using the same, just you need to put the name at this place. Okay. And just shift and enter. Shift and enter. Okay, if this library already exists in your system, then this will return the same message. And note then this will be installed in your system. Yeah, you can see here required already satisfied. It means this library is also exist in my system. Okay. For those who are facing some challenges to use this library, because when you are importing the library and there is error, that error occur only if this library is not exist in your system. Before that, you have to install, then you can import the library. Okay, so the today's lecture will be based on what is exploratory data analysis. Okay, and why it is required. Since when we have some of the data, and as I let you know in the last lecture, the data is not according to our requirement for the processing data analytic purpose, but we need to clean the data. Okay, so exploratory data analysis or the ADA is understanding the data step for the summarizing their main characteristic, often plotting them usually. And this step is very important, especially when we arrive at modeling the data in order to apply machine learning. Plotting in EDA consistent in of histogram, box plot, scatter plot, and many more. So all type of the exploratory statistics is also there. By using the same, we can clean the data and we can check the which type of the data is inside our file. Okay. So it often takes much time to export the data through the process of EDA. We can ask to define the problem statement or the definition on our data set, which is very important. So how we can do this performance? This is one such a question that everyone is keen to knowing the answer. And well answer is it depends on the data set that you are working. So there is no one method or the common method in order to perform EDA. Whereas in this tutorial, we can understand some common methods and approaches that would be used in the EDA process. Okay. So was a few some of the method which we discussed yesterday will be we will apply here, and by using those, and some of will be new one. Okay, and this entire process will help you how by using these simple commands you can clean your data, how you can prepare your data for the data analytic or for the just like a machine learning model or data analytic. Okay, so before going to start the data analytic or statistical analysis or for the machine learning model, our data must be clean. Okay, so this is the main part of this and which we are going to discuss here. So here we need the some basic libraries. You can see here some of the libraries just like pandas SPD, NumPy SPD, Seaborn as SNS, and matplotlib.pyplot SPLT. Okay, these two libraries, Seaborn and matplotlib.pyplot SPLT, both are used to visualize the dataset. Okay, sometimes when we have very large dataset, in that case we use only Seaborn a library, which is very helpful, very useful. And if the dataset is not big, in that case, we can simply use matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. But many times these both the libraries are we can use it together. Okay. So in the coming session we will discuss only the visualization part by using these two libraries, and how we can visualize our data set for different type of the images, and how we can save all these. Okay, but the small part is there inside this file which we are using here today, and color code is also there. We are using sns.set color codes too. Okay, so SNS is used for seaborne library, and PLT is used for matplotlib.pyplot. Okay, so these libraries are required for the today's session, and I also let you know for those just like I let you know how you can install the pandas, how you can install NumPy, and in the same way you can put the name of Seaborn to install in your system. Since all of you are very beginner and some of you may be old one, but who are starting this library Python during this course. So first of all, you have to install these libraries which are required. Okay, and then after you can import. And in the same way, you can import matplotlib. Okay, so these libraries first you have to install, then you can import them for use. Okay, and I also explain how you can install the library. If there is any challenge, you can just drop a message or tag me. I will again share the code in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So whenever you will get this file, and you have to start from this very first shell. Okay. So without importing these libraries, we are not able to perform. So what you will do, just your cursor must be in the cell, then press shift and enter. So you can see this will take few seconds to import these required libraries. Okay, and after that, yes. So now here you can see number one. So this is the first, you can say the run code. Okay, so according to that, the numbers will vary. So here after that, loading the data into the data frame. By using the PWD or by using this statement also, you can get the path of the current directory. Okay. So here you can see we have the data set which is inside df is equal to sorry, data.csv. So we have the data set from uh, companies, car companies. Okay. So I can show you first which type of the data we have. Yeah, you can see this is the file with the name of data. And when you will click on it, so inside there is very huge data set, and on the top, on the left, you can see name of the companies. Okay, then you can see in the second column we have the model, then year, then engine type, engine HP, and so on. Okay, so there are several, and last column we have MSRP, then popularity, and city, MPG, and many more variables are there. Okay, so this is the dataset inside this file, and the dataset is also very large. And when you will see, you can see at the bottom. So this is the size of the dataset, 11,915 approximately. This is the number. Okay, after that we have a 15 also. Okay, so this is the dataset which we are using. Very huge dataset is there. So not required, we can close this file from this place, and yeah, no, okay, and yes. So just we will import the dataset here. Okay, it's very simple. When your file, Jupyter file and CSV file, both are in the same directory. You can see here pd.read_csv and put here name of the file. Okay, and when you will press shift and enter. Okay, so you can see the data has been stored inside df, and for the printing you can again use df, the variable where we have stored this information. Okay, so when you will enter, shift and enter, so this is the data set. You can see this is the data set. So as we discussed yesterday, when you will import or read the file, whether it is a CSV file or Excel file or in other format, so the top 5 rows and last 5 rows will be there in this data set. And if you are using, sometimes we need some specific top rows. So here, if you are using, you wanted to display the top 5 rows only, you can use here head, df dot head. If you will put here five rows will be there. Okay, shift and enter. So you can see here index is starting from 0 and 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the 5 rows. If you want to check only the first top 10 rows, okay, suppose that you are checking top 10 rows with their head, okay, then you can use, just you need to change the number, and when you will again shift and enter, you can have the top 5 rows inside data. Okay, so you want before, after reading the data, you want to check which type of the information is there. Okay, a few rows or the column you want to check. So here all the rows, all the columns are there, but first 10 rows are there. Okay, so you can check the other columns. This is the same as we saw inside our CSV file. Okay, but here all the rows are not published. Only the top 5 or last 5, or we can manipulate according to by using the head. If you are using head, in that case, you have top 5 rows or 10 rows according to your input. Uh, you can manipulate the number. Okay, here we are using right now 10, and this is we are using here for 5. So I can fix here. So all that information will be updated. So if you want to check the last 5 rows or last 10 rows, in that case, you will use here tail. Okay, df.tail. So this will display the bottom 5 rows or last 5 rows inside your data set. Okay, so you can see here the, yes, these are the last 5 rows. Okay, so you can see the numbers are starting from 11,909 up to 13. So these are the 5. And if you want to make need some more rows, you can increase the number. Okay, you can take, you can increase the number. So now this will take last 10 rows. Okay, you can check from this page. Yes. So these are starting from 904 and goes up to 13. So these are 10 rows along with their head. So these are the head are also there, make, model, year, engine, etc. So each column wise their head is there. Okay. Now, after that, we have, after checking these rows and column, now we need to check the data type. Okay, so to check the data type, sometimes you can see, as yesterday I told that sometime when we are entering our age, so we need in numerical value, but sometimes we enter by unknowingly text, just like ten, okay, or 15 or 50. Okay, so in that case, the data is not just like useful for any kind for the statistical analysis. Okay, so we have to convert this type of the values, and here in this data set, sometimes the MSRP or the price of the car would be stored as a string. Okay, if in this case we have to convert that string to an integer data, only then we can plot the data via graph, or here in that case how we can do, uh, how we can perform this type. So when you will enter here df dot data type, okay, and this will return the information about each variable. Okay, data inside we have the Excel file, and you can see this is the make, this is the object, model, object, year. These are the integers, engine, fuel type. This is also again object. Okay, object means like we have string. Okay, and MRP, MSRP, we have integer. Popularity, these are also given in the years, number of the years, that is also integer. City MPG, integer, and highway MPG, that is also integer. So some are the number of doors, these are the float 64, and engine HP float 64. Okay, so this is the data type which is inside our data frame, which we read the file from CSV. Okay, now the thing is, we need some relevant data. Okay, so some of the data inside are not required for our study. We can drop them. Okay, and after that we will check if there is any kind of like text, then we can replace. Otherwise, it is looking fine. And come here, uh, scroll down. So here, some variables which are not required, we can drop this irrelevant column. So this step is certainly needed to every EDA, because sometimes there would be many columns that we never use. In such a case, dropping is the only solution. Okay, we can drop so that we can easily perform other operations, which are the variables which are more effective or can impact the analysis. Okay, so in this case, the columns such as engine fuel type from this data set, engine fuel type, and market category, vehicle type, okay, popularity, number of doors, vehicle size. These variables are not required, and we can and don't make any sense. We can just drop this, and then after we left only those parameters which are highly impactful for the analysis of this data set. Okay, so this depend upon our choice which parameters are required and which are not required, and mainly where like the models or just like the price, this type of the values which are impactful for the analysis part we need. Okay, so we keep only those parameters. So here, how we can drop these values? So I we used the drop function yesterday, and the same we have df dot drop, and inside this drop function you can see these variables in the string we are putting here. Okay, so you can see this is the string starting from a square bracket, and all the element inside will be separated with comma. Okay, so this is the first element we are using here, engine fuel type. Okay, then market category, then vehicle style, popularity, number of doors. Okay, as mentioned in the above statement, according to that we will put here all this, and at the end you can see axis is equal to 1, because we want to delete column respective these heads. Okay, so as soon as you will execute, as soon as you will execute this statement, all these variables will be dropped from our main data set. Very simple. Okay, so just we need to enter shift and enter. So when I will press these two key, and you can have this data set. Okay, and some of the variables which we mentioned above has been removed from this place. Okay, now we are left the sum of the variable, and most of the columns name are very confusing, just like and we can rename there. Okay, so just like you can see here, engine cylinder or transmission type, drive wheel, highway MPG, MSRP, we can rename so that these can be easily understandable for us. So how we can do? Very easy. See here, we rename just like for engine HP. For engine HP, we are using only HP. And for engine cylinder, we will use only cylinder. Okay. And for transmission type, we are using only short name transmission. And driven wheel, we are using only drive mode. Okay, so these are the some short name and easily understandable. Similarly, for this highway MPG, we will use only MPGH. Okay, so H is used for highway. And similarly, for in the place of city MPG, okay, we will use MPGC. And then after we have MSRP, we are using here price. So when you will execute this shell, okay, so by using df dot rename, okay, and we want to rename the column names. All these are column names, okay, and we have a new data set. And also I use here def dot head 5. So this will return first 5 rows along with their new head. Okay, just see shift and enter. Very simple. So now it is looking very fine and easily we can understand this data set. These are the company names, model, year, SP, cylinders, transmission, drive mode, MPGH and MPGC. And then we have the price. Okay, so this is looking now very nice data set, and we are able to perform some more operations to make it clean and to check the whether there is inside any duplicate value or there is any NaN values, etc. So all these operations are required, and we check all these one by one. If there is any duplicate value, how we can check the duplicate values and how we can remove. Okay, so duplicate entries are also possible sometimes when we share Google form with you. You submit your feedback form, but you don't get any just like acknowledgement. So many times we saw that in the single register form or the Google form, by the single person, there are 2 entries, 5 entries. Okay, and information are same. Contact number are same, name is same, affiliation is same, email address is same, but entries are 5 times, 2 times, 3 times. Okay, so this type of the entries which are repeated are duplicate entries. Okay, so when we have some type of the duplicate data in the row, we can drop them. Okay, inside the column, we can easily observe there is no duplicate column, but there are so many rows. It is not easy to check one by one row how many rows are duplicate. But by using the functions which are available inside Python, we can use them. We can check the how many rows are there which are duplicate, and then after we will drop all those which are duplicate rows. Okay. Just 1 minute. I am checking if there are any participant who. Okay. See here in the same data set. Here we are checking the duplicate rows. So first we need to check how many rows are there. Okay. So for that you will use a shape function. df dot shape. This will return the size of the data set. Okay, and a very simple function is there, and by using only this function you can have the size of the data set, and you can see at this place 11,914 rows are there and 10 column now we have. Okay, there are only 10 column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, but we are not able to count each row. But here by using shape function, we have the size. So first value is the number of the rows, and second value is number of columns inside this data set. So after that, we want to check how many rows are duplicate. Okay, so how you will use the duplicated function? Yes, you can see here, this is the duplicated function df. Okay, so this will check the duplicated values inside DF, and then we store in DF. Okay, so this information after checking the value, this will store inside duplicate row DF. Okay, we are using this function to check the duplicate rows. And here in the next statement, we are printing the shape. Okay, see here. So the information which is available here, which are duplicate rows, will store inside here and access the only duplicated rows. Here, this is the duplicated rows underscore df, and we want to check the shape. Okay, so this will return. There are 989 rows are there which are duplicate inside our main dataset. So what we do, we have to remove all these duplicate rows. Again, it is very quite simple. How you can remove the duplicate rows? So here you can to remove. First, we are checking the count, df.count. This will count all the rows respective their parameters. So when you will use this count, this will return this information. You can see the size, the length of each column. You can see here are same. It means if the length of each column is same, there is no nan value. There is no nan values. Okay, and 989 are the duplicate values. We need to drop all these duplicate values. And again, the function which we are using to drop the duplicate value is very simple. See this function. Okay, df data frame dot drop underscore duplicates. So all the duplicates which are available in our current data set, by using this statement, all the duplicate values will be removed from our existing data set. Okay, and also along with we are using here df dot head 5. So this will return the top 5 rows from our new data set. So this will be the new data set now. This is the new data set. After removing the duplicate values, left data is new one. So this will be the updated data set. And you need to shift and enter. You can see again, we need to check the count or the size. Okay, here we are checking the df.count. And when you will check, you see that 5 rows are there from this our new data set, and heads are same. No head title change. All these are same value, but this is the new data set. Duplicate values has been removed from our data set, but we need to check. So for that, you will use here df.count function again. Okay, so here you can see values of each parameter are 10925. Okay, and previously these values were 11914. So it means these number which are 989 has been subtracted from this number. So the duplicate values has been removed from the original data set, and remaining rows are this size. Okay, these are the number of rows in our new data set. So the duplicate values in the rows, all those rows has been removed which are duplicate. So very simple step is there and very simple function is there. Just you need to use to check df.count. Okay, this will return the values or the size of each variable. Okay. Now, if there is a missing or null value, also we need to check if there is any missing or null value. Okay, so this is the mostly similar to the previous step, but in here all the missing values are detected and dropped later. Okay, now this is not a good approach to do so, and because many people just replace the missing values with the mean or the average of the column. But in this case, we just drop the missing values. This is because there is nearly 100 missing values, and compared to 10,000, this is the negligible. Okay. So when we will check how many values are there, uh, missing values or the null values, if these are about 100, then we just uh, replace the values. Okay, these are eligible, and I just dropped those values. Okay, so here you can check how we can check the duplicate values. Df dot is null dot sum. See, yesterday also we check this. We use this function. Df is the data set, data frame. Is null will check how many values are null. Okay, is used for the null values, and dot sum, this will return the sum of the null values. So when you will execute this statement, and you can see here uh, in the parameter make model year, there is no null value because there are 00. In HP there are 69, and in the case of cylinder there are 30. Okay, then we have the transmission. Okay, and so on. So here inside, uh, we have these values are null value, and if you want to remove only these values, these are the 100. Okay, so if you will remove these values, sorry, these are about 99. 99 values are there, which are having null values. Okay, so only these values we will remove from our data set. Or we can use the other part, just like yesterday we talked about, we can use the main or other thing. But the thing is, we have already very large data set. If we will remove these null values, that will not impact. Sometimes when we have the small data set, and in that case, some rows and some columns are deleted from our data set, which is already very small. In that case, we can use this method by using mean or standard deviation or median. But here the dataset is again very large, and if we again remove these 99 rows from our dataset having the null values, this will not impact our data analysis. Okay, so you can see here, yeah, we are using dropna. Dropna is used to drop the null values, okay, or the missing values. So when you will use this dropna, and again we are counting. So when you will execute, so now we are left only these 10,827 rows. Okay, and previously these were 10,925. So from this data set, these rows 99 has been removed, and we are left only with these numbers. And you can see with respective all the variables or the parameters, the numbers or the counting are same. Okay, it means we have the accurate data set. Okay, and if again you want to check how many you can say null values are there in the new data set, so now this will check the new data set. Okay, and again when you will use this statement, df dot is null dot sum. Okay, see, all the values are zero. All the values are zero. It means there is no null shell now. This our data set is more accurate and is ready to use for any kind of the data analysis. Okay, so this is the cleaning part. This is the cleaning part of our data set. Okay, once the data set is clean to use, then we have some type of the statistical analysis to know more about which type of the data we have. And before that, I would like to open one file which is inside my download, I think. this will be used. Okay. So here, yeah, this is the box plot. I will share this file with you. Okay, this is the box plot. You can see. So here, when you will plot the box plot. Okay. So this is the red line which you can see inside top figure. This is the median. Okay. This is the first quartile. Okay. And this is the third quartile. Okay. And then we have this line, which is vertical before double dot. This is the maximum value. And on the left side, this represents the minimum value and maximum value. And after that, you can see the double dot on the right hand side and left side. These are the outlines. Okay. Normally, if our data is varies from this to this value, but there are some uh, two or three values which are not having the normal values. Okay. So this type of the values are the outliers. Okay. So we if in our dataset we have the outliers. Okay, there are some specific values which varies sometimes very high and sometimes it may be very low or from the existing data set according to maximum value or minimum value. Okay, so this type of the outliers whose values are just like not according to the normal data set. So we can it is required also to remove this type of the values for the data analysis. Okay, so here I can, okay. So again, I have to share my screen and then, okay, just 1 minute. This is the part I want to share. Okay, so I am sharing the screen. Yes. So here you can see that these are all zeros. Now after that, we are checking the outliers. Okay. If you need some more information about the outliers, you can go through this detail which I put here. Okay. So what we do, we will use box plot. Okay. We will use here box plot SNS dot box plot, and this is the variable df price. Okay. We are checking for the price. Is there any outlier? And this value will be stored inside X. Okay. So just SNS is the seaborne library. And by using SNS or seaborne library, we want to plot box plot. Okay. This is the box plot. So the plot will be same as I have shown in the JPG. And you will use the seaborne library as SNS. Not required more statement. Only by using this one, you can easily plot box plot. We can also plot by using matplotlib. Okay, but SNS is very simple to use whenever we have very large data set and the data set we have is already very large. So in that case, we have to use SNS dot matplotlib box plot, and this is the data set we store inside X variable. Okay, and when you will shift and enter. So this is the box plot. This is the box plot. And the values which you can see, this line, the first left vertical line is the minimum value, and right vertical line you can see from this dark line. Okay, this must be the maximum value. So all the values which you can see other right hand side, these are the outliers. Okay, these are the outliers. Okay, and similarly, you can check for the HP. Okay, we are checking for HP. So here we change the variable. In the place of price, we put here HP. So the other part will be same. Just you need to change the variable and shift and enter. So here also you can again check this is the box plot and the values which you can observe on the right hand side of this vertical line. All these values are outliers. Okay. So these are the values which are varies from about 500 to 1000. Okay. These are very less values which are have not the normal values. Okay. So this type of the values are outliers. Okay, so this is the box plot. So according to this box plot, we have to check which are the outliers values and we can remove them. Again, here we are checking for the cylinder. Just you need to change the value of name of the parameter and we want to check the numerical values for because box plot will be plotted for only the numerical values. Okay, so centers are also the numerical value there and we can use this box plot and when you will plot this one and you can see yes this is the box plot and here this is the one value and on the right hand side you can see three dots are there, these are the outliers, very less here. Okay, so now uh, the thing is here only some of the parameters having the outliers. Okay, but not much important. Now each and every one of these, because it's just important to know how to use this technique in order to remove the outliers. Okay, so here now uh, what we are doing, select only the numerical columns from our data set. Okay, so for that we are using this statement to select the numerical values only. Okay. So df dot select underscore data type include number. Okay. So only the numerical values will store inside this variable. Okay. Then after we will calculate the values of Q1, Q3 and IQR. Okay. So Q1 is the first quartile, which is you can use numeric underscore df quantile. Okay, so you will use here percentage. So 25% is the first quartile and Q3 is the 75%. Okay, and if you want to check the value of IQR, IQR will be equal to Q3 minus Q1. So we, if you wanted to print these values, we can do. So IQR is equal to, by using the IQR at its place, this will calculate Q1, Q3, then IQR, and will print here, but only for those which are numerical values in our data set. Okay, so yes. So these are the value you can see. Years 9, SP we have 130, cylinder 2, and MPGH we have 8. These are the values, and price is this one. So the values of IQR calculated only for numerical values. So this is the IQR and taken by using Q3 minus Q1. Okay, now if you want to remove the outliers, so what is the way? You can create a mask to filter out rows with any outline. Okay, so here we want to use mask to remove the outliers values. So this is the method. By using this method, we can remove the outliers. Okay, so here you can see negation numeric df less than Q1 minus 1.5 product IQR. This is the formula. So all the values which are less than from this, all the values which are less than from this value, or all those values which are greater than from this value. Okay, all those values we are using mask. Okay, and apply the mask to fill the original data frame. Okay, so df is equal to df mask. So this mask will be used, and here when you will use the mask and see the new shape of the data frame, and to check for same we are using df dot shape. So when you will use this filter will remove all the outliers which are on the left hand side and which are on the right hand side. Okay, by using the IQR value. Okay, so here one more thing. See again the image. This is the formula. So for the double dot, you can see on the left hand side Q1 minus 1.5 product IQR. These are the values which are outliers. And if you want to calculate the outliers values which are on the right hand side, so this is the Q3. Here will must be plus sign. Q3 plus 1.5. Okay, IQR. So this is the right outliers and these are the left outliers. What we do from our original data set, those values which are on the left hand side of the minimum value, and all those values which are maximum to the right hand side values. Okay, all those values we will drop from our main data set, and we are left with the only the original data set. Okay, so all the outliers values will be removed from our original data set. Okay, so this is the method and we can use it. And now come here. Okay, see here, all those values which are greater than from this, all these values will be on the right hand side of the maximum value. Okay, and all the values which are less than from this, okay, from our main data set will be removed. So this is the mask. By using mask we can have only the data set. These are the values 919110. Okay, by using mask we have only left with these values. So all the outliers has been removed. After that we have some plotting are there. Okay, we have some graphs are there. Just like a scatter plot or frequency histogram, many type of the graphs are there, and we can plot them one by one. Okay, so here see plot different features against one another scatter. So here we have the histogram refers to the frequency of occurrence of the variable, in which manner we have the data. Okay, so in this case there are mainly 10 different type of the car manufacturing companies, but it is often important to know who has the most number of cars. To do so, histogram is one of the trivial solution, and let's know the total number of the manufacturers by different companies. Okay, so here you will use the df dot make value count n largest 40. Okay, dot plot and kind bar and figure size 10 5, and we are using the PLT. See here, PLT is used from the matplotlib. PLT is used from matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. So when we are using matplotlib, that will be always import as PLT. Okay, so by using the PLT, we can assign the title. Then we can have Y label. Y label, we have the number of rows, and then we have the X label make. Okay, so when you will execute this shell, Okay, so this is the, you can see here, these are the number of the cars and these are the companies. And from this histogram, you can easily observe which company has the more production. Okay, you can see from this data set which type of the data is there inside our main data store. Okay, so histogram always help us to understand the data set. So our data set is varies in this way. Okay, and from this you can see this company has the more cars, and this company is very small, and these companies don't have. Okay, so this is the type of the data is there inside our CSV file. Then after we can put here heat map. We can put here heat map. Okay, so for the heat map we have to use both the libraries. We are using here Seaborn is SNS and Matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Okay, so SNS and PLT both will be used. So this will compute correlation on the numerical values only. Correlation, this is the correlation, and how we can calculate the correlation. Correlation will be only between with the numerical values. Okay, so we are not able to calculate the correlation between the text or the non-numerical values. So for that we need only the numerical values, and then we are able to calculate the correlation. So here df dot select data type, which one we need to include dataset only the number, and then on the numbers we are applying here correlation. Okay, number one, and this will be the pairwise. Then after we are using here heat map, we are going to plot here heat map. Okay, so PLT dot figure, this is the figure size. Which size must be the figure have? So here you can fix the size 10 by 5. 10 is the length and 5 will be height. Number one. Then after by using the SNS dot heat map. So for the heat map we are using SNS library because the dataset is very high. Okay, and we calculate here correlation, and we will pass the correlation at the base. So CMAP is just the colors, and NO2 we have true. So this statement is used to plot the graph only, and this statement is used for plot. Okay, PLT dot title. This will insert the title in our data set, and PLT dot show is used to visualize our data set. And again we are using here correlation. Okay, this will return the correlation table. Okay, so when you will execute these sequence of the statement, shift and enter. Okay, and you can see this is the correlation heat map of the numeric, and how you can study and what is the meaning or sense of this image. You can see the diagonal element, each will be one. Each element will be one. Okay. So when any variable is associated with itself, in that case, the value will be always one. So if there are two variable, x correlate with x will be always one. If we want to find out the correlation between x and y, depend upon their values. Okay, according to that we can calculate the correlation. So here the correlation lies between -1 and 1. Okay, 1 showing the perfect correlation, -1 positive perfect correlation, and -1 will return perfect negative correlation. Okay, so as soon as the values will goes towards 0, the correlation rate will decrease. Okay, so here this is the correlation table entire you can see here. Okay, so see only this box. Okay, here is on the horizontal line we have year, HP, cylinders, MPGH, MPGC, and price. and on the left side of this table, you can see these parameters are also there. You can start from the top. Year, HP, cylinder, MPGH, MPGC, and then after we have price. Okay, so when you will check this shell, right bottom. Okay, so here is price, and here on the left hand side is price. So price is correlated with the price. That's why it is 1. Okay, and how this heat map will help you to understand the values. So the darkest value which you can see at this place is 1. Okay, this is 1. So and all the dark values are on the diagonal element. All the diagonal values are 1. So as the color will change according to that we have the values. So then after you can check the most negative value is this color. You can see here the most dark, this brown color. You can see that will be the lowest or most negative correlation. That is 0.76. Okay, this is the negative correlation. Okay, but highest is -1. So most negative not exist, but high negative correlation lies between these two variable. Which one? One is center. You can see centers, and in the side we have MPGC. Okay, and the same value which you can observe at this place is here. Okay, here you can see center, and in that case we have MPGC. Okay, so in this way we can easily study this the entire table, and you can see you can check the if these values are not there, if the values inside this table are not there, only you have only this bar on the right hand side. By using the help of this bar we can easily study the on the basis of the color combination, their positive correlation, negative correlation, and where we have the perfect correlation, where is the zero correlation. So this color you can see very light yellow type color is the very less correlation is at this place. Okay, when the value is 0.0, no correlation. Okay, but here when you will see inside the table, only this is the lightest color. Lightest color is -0.11. Okay, so there is no positive value such type. If we can check the value which is very close to 0, positive value we can check if there exists. No. Okay, only this is the very closest value to the 0, which is -0.11. Okay, so this is the very less negative correlation. So this is the use of this, and also you can see here we have the correlation table is also values are there. So all the correlations which are calculated here in this side data space, and are the correlation values are stored inside this variable, and at this place we print the values. Okay, so these are the correlated values, and without taking the help from this heat map we can use this table. Okay, but heat map is very useful because image to study the image is very quite easy. Okay, so we are using we introduce here both type data just like the table and as well as the heat map. So this is the heat map, and I think you got it. Then we have the scatter plot. Okay, again it is very simple to plot the scatter. Okay, so here we are using plt dot subplot size is this one, and we are taking two variable uh, x scatter, HP, and price. Okay, we are taking two variable, and on the x label, x dot set x label. Okay, so this is the x axis label, this is the y axis label. Okay, so by using x dot we can set the x label, y label, and x dot scatter. We are using the function, and plt dot show will print the graphs. Okay, and shift and enter. So this is the scatter plot. You can see inside here the entire data is scattered in this way. The highest values are here. Okay, max values exist in this portion. Okay, and also at near to the close to zero, you can see. So the values which are varies inside our data set is from, you can see, 0 to 500, and then you can see on the upward. So these are the values which are varies in our data set. Okay, and here very simple function describe. Okay, so describe will return the entire information, and very simple to use, df.describe. So when you will enter this function, and you can see this is the year, HP, cylinder, MPGH, MPGC, and price. Count of each parameter we have are same. These are 9191. Then it will return the mean of each column, each parameter, standard deviation of the each variable. Okay, minimum value of each variable, in which column we have the minimum value, and this will return the maximum value also at the bottom. You can see the maximum value. Okay, and then we have the first quartile, second quartile, and the third quartile. So this information is also required to study the entire data set, and easily we can perform all type of the statistical part after creating the data set. And you can see there is no any kind of the challenge or the complexity to use all these functions which we are using for the visualizing the data set and the some of the basic statistical operations. And then if you need individual static, suppose that you want to check only for the SP parameter, you want to check mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, minimum, maximum, range. Range will be equal to maximum minus minimum. Okay, so against all these, I have explained the meaning of all these functions. So this will be average, middle value, median is the middle value, and mode is the most frequent, and STD is the standard deviation, VAR is the variance, minimum value, max value, and range. And for taking the mode, you will use this function. See here. Okay, and then after we are using the print function here. Okay, so here we are using to calculate to compute the uh, descriptive static of the variable HP, and then after we are using the print function to visualize the values. So when you will execute this shell, shift and enter, so these values will print here inside at this place: mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, minimum, maximum, range. So if you need the individual information is required, this type, you can put here the particular name, you can use here price, you can take here sender, etc., whatever you have the numerical value. Okay, so this is the all about the today's session, and today I present all the entire set very speedily. Now it is open to discuss with you. Okay, now you can discuss your questions. Yes, please. You are allowed to unmute your mic. Yes, you can unmute your mic. Yes.
Well done, sir. Good day, sir.
Very good evening. Very fine. And I got your message. You dropped me in WhatsApp.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I will try it later, then whatever, I'll get back to you again.
Now it is okay.
Yes.
You install the library properly, as I told in the beginning.
Yes, I've tried it. It worked.
Okay.
My
Any more
question,
question?
my question on today's session was this: the outline that we were trying to explain, the left and the right outline. on that histograph map. Sorry, that curve map. I need more explanation on that.
See, uh, in the routine in our real life, okay,
Hmm.
suppose that our daily expenses are $100. Suppose that $100. If per day, our family expenses are $100 per day. Okay, and if
Okay.
there is like some festival,
Hmm.
okay, and on festival we have our expenses are increased. Say it is 500. Okay, so in
Yes.
average, we have the normal expenses are about 100. This is the average expenses in our daily routine. But during the some like we have the any festival, and on the festival, we have some formalities, or the we have to purchase some gift. You are married or not?
Yes.
You are married. So if there is any festival, then you will purchase some gift for your wife. Okay. So in that on that particular day, what happen? Your expenses has increased from the normal expenses. So that day, the expenses which you made is outlier. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah, this is the
Yes, sir.
outlier. So we have to remove this type of the outliers from our data set. Okay. So and the method which I explained, you have to follow. Got it?
Okay. Yes, sir. Got it.
Ah. You are from Nigeria?
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm from Nigeria.
Ah, great, great. So what you are doing? I think I want to say, are you faculty member or you are a research scholar?
I'm a academic staff.
Okay, academic staff. Great.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yeah.
how this workshop is beneficial for you?
It's highly beneficial. But I'm waiting for how it will be narrowed to my specialization.
Great. So, all the
That is,
sessions are beneficial. Are you getting everything which you need for your
yes,
purpose?
yes. For the
Any challenge? Okay. So,
at least
my
I'm getting the basic knowledge of what the Python is all about and some machine learning language. Yes.
okay. So, this is the first time you join this our platform.
Yes, this is my first time.
First time. Okay.
Mm.
Thank you to join, and we regularly organize throughout the year, and many people from Nigeria are connected with us. Okay, when we have the open event, many times we organize open, free, available for African countries, especially. So in that case, we have very large number of the people from Nigeria or the African countries. So also, if you want to establish any chapter in your country for your people or for your community, most welcome. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, sir.
So, any more question from other people, other participant? Dear participant, if there is any question, Mandeep Kaur, Jyoti, today you are silent. Jyoti, Jyoti ma'am, are you?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Uh,
Hello
no
ma'am,
doubt, sir.
कैसे हो? No
हाँ
doubt.
मैं
Okay, so you got everything which I present today. Today I present everything in very flow.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got it, sir.
Yeah. Okay, okay. Thank you. Dr. Manpreet Kaur ma'am, any question, please? You are not perfect audible. Your voice is very slow, very low. Ma'am, I am not getting your voice. Dr. Navneet Kaur ma'am, Mandeep Kaur, Rajveer Kaur ma'am, Jagmeet Singh. Please, if there is any question, Okay, no question. So today's content which I prepare for this session is has been presented, but not left the meeting. I want to show one important thing. This will help you. Okay. So what I do now, I want to open Google Colab. I want to open Google Colab and I am sharing my screen first. Yes, this is my screen and this is okay. And from this place, I want to open Colab. And very interesting, which I will discuss with you now. And we will help you many things. Yeah. So this will be only the demonstration. And okay, I can go to Google Drive. And inside Google Drive, there is a Colab notebook. Yes, this is the Colab notebooks. And I want to open new notebook. Okay, so click on the new, then more, then Google Collaboratory. Okay, this is the new notebook. So as soon as a new notebook will open, okay. So sometimes you have challenge and we are using a Jupyter notebook with the Google Colab as well as Jupyter notebook by using Anaconda. Okay, but this collab will help you if you are a very beginner and sometimes we have the challenge. Okay, so here you can generate with the help of AI. You will click at this place, generate with the AI. Here when you will click, okay, you can put here your problem. You can put here your problem. So this will suggest how you can do any question which you want to do or you want to perform. Okay. So here, what you will do, help me. I'm checking here. I simply write here plot sine graph. Plot sine graph. Okay. I don't know. Suppose that I don't know how to plot the sine graph. Okay. So I just put here plot sine graph and then enter. So what is there inside? This will help you how you can import the libraries, which libraries are required. So everything which you need will provide with example. You can see this the prompt. Okay. Here we import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT and we need also numpy as LP. So both the libraries are required as I told you in the beginning. Numpy will be always there. So we can use NumPy with Panda, we can use NumPy with the Matplotlib, we can use NumPy with the CPOR. Okay. So since NumPy uh, uh, is based on the numeric operations on numerical values. Okay. So these two libraries are required to visualize your data set. And here we need data set. Okay. So this is the X variable, generate the X values. Okay, this is the example line space. We discuss line space. Okay, so np dot line space. The interval here is 0 to 2 pi. How you can write 2 pi? This is the pi. We are using npi and from the numpy we are taking pi. Okay, and then product 2. So this is the 2 pi. This is 2 pi and this is 0. So the interval we have is 0 to 2 pi. And what about this? These are the 100 point in the interval 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so we need the number of points. You can increase or decrease according to your choice. So this is the x variable, and according to the corresponding to the x vector or x array, we need the values of y function, and y we have the sine function. So from numpy you can use syntax as you can see here. This is the syntax. Okay, this is the syntax. So np dot function, and function is syntax. So we have x value, and corresponding to x, we can easily calculate the value of y. So y the value, this is the y array and this is the x array. The length of these two will be equal. Only then we are able to plot the graph. And here you can see plt dot plot. Here we are not using seaborn since we don't have the large data set. Okay, whenever you have the large data set, in that case you can use seaborn, but here the data set is very small. Okay, so if you are using matplotlib dot pyplot as plt to plot the graph, then you will use here plt on abbreviation. This is the abbreviation for matplotlib dot pyplot. We don't need to required to use the large name. Okay, in the place of this name, we will use only plt. Okay, so here is the use of the plt. Plt dot plot function is there to plot the graph, and inside we have x comma y. Then we can add label, title. You can see here plt dot x label is x, y label is sine, title is sine wave, display the plot, grid true. Grid means horizontal and vertical lines inside our graph, and plt dot show. So when you will run this shell, okay, you will have very, yeah, this will connect first with cloud. Yes, now we have the graph. This will return the graph. Yes, you can see this is the sine graph. Okay, you can see here the sine graph. I think I should make full size. Yeah, and then after I will use F11. Yes, you can see now. This is the sine graph. Okay, and perfect visible to all of you. Okay, this is sine graph. So everything which you need, you can take help from this page. Very simple. Uh, here you can ask just like you can ask uh, you can ask how to apply ANOVA test. Okay. See, this is the prompt which you can use for the ANOVA test. Okay. Import scipy.state as states. Okay. Then after you must have some data set. Okay. So this is the example. So what you will do, the green sign, green text means these are the commented. You can uncomment. Okay, you can uncomment all this. Group 1, then we have the group 2, group 3. Then you will perform the ANOVA test. Okay, one way or two way. According to that, you can change. So this is the, yes, F static. Then you need to print the values. You can print the values. Okay, and then you can, okay, see, run this part. There is I think some error is there. Okay, error is there. Error due to indent. Okay, it may be due to indent. Yes, it is fine. Fine. You must read the error. If there is any error, you must go to edit space. You can see indentation error. Okay, unexpected indent. So it means either you have to use backspace or tab. So now again execute. Yes, you can see F static value is 152 point this, and P value is 2.9 something, and so on. So these are the values for the ANOVA test. Okay. So whatever you need, you want to apply any test, any question arise in your mind, you can take help from this collab notebook, and this will help you or provide you the prompt, and by using the same you can learn how we can apply the test, how you can plot the graph. Okay, so these two things are very important. And one more thing, and you should try all these things so that this will help you in the coming sessions. Okay, but we are not using AI, but you can use AI as a learning tool, as a tutor. Okay, many informations which you want to apply for your research, for your study, we are not able, and also I will not be present 24/7 hours with you. So but AI is a such tool, such tutor, which is available with you 24/7. Okay. And whatever you have the challenge, what are the problems you have. But the most important thing, this can return the value. This can provide you the test or the prompt which you need. But again, the important thing is what is the meaning. So without studying, without understanding the method, without understanding the which method is applicable for what purpose and what are the meaning or sense of the output values. Okay, if you are not familiar about the ANOVA test, why we are applying the ANOVA test, where we will apply, and what values will it return, and what are the sense of these values. So these things you have to understand by studying the material with the help of the teacher. Okay, with the help of the books, or by searching some more information from other ways. Okay, only then, if you are not able to understand the meaning or sense of the test which you are going to apply, these informations are useless. Okay, one more thing. Uh, I want to close this part. Yes, and yes, this is the Gemini. When I will click on it, not working. Okay, F11. Okay, just 1 minute. I am checking. 1 minute, please. Okay, so I can take new file. See, I am taking new file. New file is new notebook drive. Okay, open this one. And now, which I demonstrate to you, will help you in the coming sessions. What steps are required? Okay, and how you can use. Again, this is very important. Just 1 minute. Okay, okay. Terminal start. Close. Close. View. Google Collaboratory. Only these examples which I am showing you to use for learning purpose. Okay, you can see what can I help you build. Okay, so you can see here is the plus sign. From this plus sign, you will choose the file, right click, and here is a sign, upload from this place, and I wanted to select this file which is available in download, Is there any CSV file? Okay, inside this one. This is the data set. Okay, I select this file and then open it. Then open it. Okay. Then do okay. And after that, we have uploaded the file. Right click file to add Gemini. Right click. Okay, this is appear. Right click. Sample data CSV. Okay. So I double click at this place. Then you can see on the right hand side. No. This is the file. Okay. So here you can give the statement. Do statistical and prediction model, and then enter. So you can see here, you can see here is a message, happy to help you. Okay, and if you want to know, check some more about this, you can scroll down. So this will do data loading, exploratory data analysis, and data processing. And this will include clean transform data for the model building. Okay, then this will perform feature engineering, model selections, model training. These are the parts when you will develop some machine learning model or prediction model. Okay, all these process we have to follow. Okay, well, these are the recommendation with the help of Gemini, and Gemini will do all those things which we need. Okay, but we need to learn. But this will suggest you what by doing this statement Gemini will do. So these are the steps which are required for the prediction model. Okay, statistical analysis will be there. Finish the task. Okay, so accept here. You can click here, run step by step. So when you will click on it, run step by step, then you can see first it is you can see on the left hand side. Okay, and these are the inputs, importing the pandas as NP and libraries which are required for preparing the data set. Okay, so this will perform all the tasks step by step. Then after you can see these are the operations, data loading, waiting on the user input. Okay, then exploratory data analysis will be do, then data processing will be there. Okay, and so on. So all the operations will be performed by using this Gemini. Okay, accept and run. Okay, so all these operations which you can see, this will perform automatically. So yes, you can see this is now displaying and describe function is there. Okay, accept and run. Accept and run. Loading data. So all the tasks which are required for prediction, from cleaning the data to uploading data, data cleaning, processing, dropna. You can see here dropna is there. Okay, accept and run. So this is the part of the exploratory data analysis, EDA, which we do. Then we have the SK-learn. These are the machine learning model. So for the prediction, we required some models, and according to that, this will do automatically. Just you need to click on accept, and this is the data processing. Okay. And on the side, yes. So here images will be there. You can again accept and clean. Data processing has been performed. Now feature engineering is there. Yes, accept and run. These are the part of the machine learning. Okay. Model selection. Now Gemini is selecting the model which will be applicable here for this data set. Okay. Then training model is there. Model training. This will do everything for you. Okay. But this will the codes which will be generated here will help you which process we need for the prediction model. And all those are written in Python, and script file will be there. You can learn from this. You can use this step for your own data set manually. And at the end, we have the model evaluation. Then we have the prediction. And at the end, we have the statistical analysis. And then it will finish the task. So all these process steps are required for prediction model and statistical analysis. Okay, and at the end we have statistical analysis is there. And then we finish the task. So now I will close this one, and you can check all these things from very beginning. So everything which we need. Okay. So from this place, read the this is the step, then display head df.info. This step we use for cleaning the data. These are the head. Okay. And then after we need to check the data type. Okay. So these are the data type, or is there any null shell? Okay. So by using the null shell, we have this information here. We apply all these steps. Then we have the exploratory data analysis. So here the steps which are required, and all these operations has been performed. The display df dot describe is there. Then select the data type object column. Okay, and you can see the operations which performed at this place. Okay, some new functions are applied at this place. We can go through all these details. You can see the compact, mid size, large size, etc. All the informations are there. Then this is the data processing. Okay, this is the data processing. So here again display df.head and df.info. So these functions we use in our part also. From this place, these are the machine learning model. Okay, so these are the libraries are required, which has been imported here, and these are the numerical values, and these are the scalar, and all these part we will discuss in the coming session. But you must have some information and how you can take help from the Google Cloud also, and Gemini is there. This will perform all tasks which you need. Okay, sometimes we are very beginner and we are not familiar about all these things and which type of the methods are required. So everything which you need, this will do Gemini itself, and by following this, you can learn many things. So this is the example how you can use the Gemini also. Okay, model selection, and you can go through all this detail. This will help you. This is the model training part, and we will do all these things manually, but these are generated by AI. So with the help of AI, you can also visualize. These are the results. You can check here. Mean absolute error is 0.051, and mean squared error is, this will reflect the accuracy. So here the accuracy is 9.8. 98% is the accuracy. Okay. So very highly accurate results are there. You can see, and their prediction model. This is the statistical analysis. Okay. And here you can visualize the result. You can have the visualization. And this is the summary. Okay. So this tool is also very helpful when you are very beginner, you are not familiar about the machine learning models, which steps are required. Okay. So for the statistical analysis, which step are required? If you need some prediction model, what steps will be there? Sometimes we are not familiar about for the existing data set, which model is applicable. So from this place, you can take help to choose the model, and according to that we can apply. So this is only I demonstrate for those who are very beginner and not familiar about all these operations, the steps for data analysis and for the machine learning model or the prediction models. Okay, so in this way you can use this collab and will help you many things. But this helping not exist in the Jupyter notebook when you will use offline. So only you can take help from Colab. Okay, whenever need, but when you will do be expert in this domain, then all these things you need to require. But in the beginning, if you want to save your time in the learning, you can use these also. Okay, so for the today's session, I demonstrate many things, but until you will not use all these things are useless, you must try. And always I provide you all the content which I present during my session. You must try all those content. Only then the functions which we are using, the steps which we are following will be automatically in your mind. And whenever you will use them, so you need not require to take help from anywhere. Okay, so only the thing you need to practice, practice and practice. So by using in this way, all the functions which are required will be familiar to you, and whenever you need you can use automatically. You need not require any help from other side. Okay, so this is the today's session all about, and I hope that this session will help you. If now you have any question, you can unmute your mic. Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yes, yes, good evening.
I have some, thank you for the lecture. I have some questions that I want to ask from you. According to the lecture that we have today, we talked about outliers. So I have a question whereby maybe you are having like let's assume that you are having like 300 data because the not having anything about it, you can discard it. But
I don't.
Question,
Yes, please.
So in a situation whereby you're having 300 data and you have like maybe 50 outliers in these data, what is the best thing for you to use to replace these outliers? are you to discard it, the outlier? Because if the outliers is affecting the data so much, I think it's best to delete these particular outliers. So now, if you now delete these outliers, what are the best statistics methods to use to be able to fill in this particular gap? That's the first question. The second.
I show you, you can use this mask in the, okay, by using and calculating the outliers. Actually, the thing is you have to calculate the outliers first. And you have to subtract all those outliers from your data frame, from your data set. And this is the simplest way to remove the outliers from your data set. And the file which I prepared and present the content in that side, there is the method how you can calculate the outliers and how you can remove the outliers, and then after we can use the data set. So once again, I can share the screen with you so that you can, yeah. So this is the just 1 minute collab right here. Okay. So see, okay, you are seeing these are the outlines. Okay.
Yes, in this particular case, the outliers
Yes.
are very few compared
Yes,
to the the first one and the second one.
Step one, we are taking only the numbers. Actually, we will check the numbers only. So we are setting the df dot select type include only the number. Okay. Then we will calculate Q1, Q3 and IQR. Okay. So Q1 is we have first quartile, which is 25%. Then we have the Q3, which is the 75% third quartile, and IQR will be equal to Q3 minus Q1. Okay, and you can print the values. So when you will print the values, you can see here the year, HP, cylinders, HPGH, HBC, and price. These are the values which are outliers. Okay, so this is the filter mask to filter. Okay, so what we do according to this value, you can see Q1 minus 1.5 product IQR. So this is the minimum value. This must be the minimum value. And from this, all the values which are left side in our data set. The meaning is that if you can see this box, it is important to expand you. Yes. So at this place, you can see my cursor is there. We will calculate by using Q1 minus 1.5 IQR, this value. Okay. This is the minimum value. This must be the minimum value. And all the values which are on the left hand side, you can see the two dots are there. There may be more dots will be there. Some more values will be there which are left on the in this side. So what we do from our data set, we have to remove these values which are on the left hand side of this line. Similarly, on the right hand side, you can see two dots are there. These are the outliers we want to remove. So we have to calculate, we have to compute Q3 plus, at this place you can see the minus sign, but actually this is the plus sign. Okay, Q3 plus 1.5 product IQR. So you will calculate this value, and from our main data set, we will remove all these values. So all the values which are greater than from this value, and all those values which are less than from these values will be removed from our data set. The outliers will be removed. See now here in our file. Okay. So this is the formula which is on the left hand side. All the values which are less than from this one. So all the meaning is that all those values which are less than from this value means on the left hand side. Okay, from our main data set. and all those values which are greater than from this value Q3 plus 1.5 product IQR. Okay, so this is the maximum value, but there are some outliers which are greater than this value. So this value or this value must be removed from our data set. That's why we are using here mask. This is the negation. Negation means these values are not required. Axis 1. Okay. So here we are printing these values. DF is equal to DF mask. So we left only the values and then you can check the mask at the place. Okay. So when you will use the print the value, so all the outliers values will be removed from our data frame, our data set. Okay, and you can see here the size is now 9191 by 10. So 10 are the parameters, variables that will be there, but the rows has been reduced. Got it? So this is the formula to remove the outliers. Very simple to apply. By using this is the accurate, we do not require which value must be removed. Only we will apply the mask, and by using the mask, we can remove all the outliers from our data set. Got it?
Okay, so now yes, I got it. Now my question is that if we now remove the outliers, what are the things that we are going to use to replace them, assuming our data is not so much like maybe 10,000 data? Maybe the only point that we only have maybe is 100 data points. And if we should remove those outliers, if we do not replace it with some maybe other values.
Okay, if in that case we can, if we have the large data set, okay, in the place of suppose we are spending 100 USD per day, okay, and if we are taking the 1 year, we have large data set. If we are taking only the 1 month, okay, so we have to take the average of the entire 1 month. So we have only the 30 days. So 30 days are not more data. So in that case, we have to check whether we need to remove the outliers or not. Okay, if it is required to remove, or if the outliers affect the value of your result, then we have to remove. Otherwise, you need to check by doing the experiment whether it is required or not. So according to that, we can take the decision. Okay, so if we have the very large data set and outliers are there, then we can remove them. And if without removing, our findings don't have much difference, then not required. Okay, but for the small data set, if we have 2 or 3 outliers are there, and by removing, then we left only very less parameter, very less values. So in that case, we have to decide according to our findings, our result, or our experiment. According to that, we have to decide. Any more question? I think,
Okay.
is there any question?
The last question. Assuming we are having in our data set, we are having a lot of places where there are non-value. Yeah. What is the best means for us to use to replace these non-values?
If you have very large data set, in that case, you can remove the those columns and rows. But in the case of small data set, okay,
Exactly.
if you will, yeah, for example, you have only the 10 rows and 10 column, okay, and if you have more names, say in the 10th column, you have more than 50% are nan. So this type of the data set not useful. So better is you have to remove that column. Okay, if in any rows or any column, okay, because there are only 10 rows and 10 column, there are one nan or two nan or three nan. In that case, what you will do, you will assign the zero value, or you can take the mean of the row and according to that you can replace the value, or the other way you can take the mean of all the values and then put that value at the place of nan. So there are several ways, but depend upon which method is more applicable or suitable for your study. Okay, sometimes since we have to assign the numerical value, if there is an, we are not able to study the statistical analysis. Okay, the best way is you can take the mean value. Okay, mean is the average of the value. Okay, that is the best way. Okay, and sometimes
Okay.
we can use the median also. Median is the central value. Okay, and if you will use zero, we can use also zero. But better than zero we have is the mean or median. Okay, mean and median are the best way to choose value for nan. Replace the nan value. Okay. Any more question?
You can use zero. Some can say you can use median. Some can say you can use mean. So I want to get the best information, as in the best one that is better for us to be able to use. That's the reason why I was asking the question.
Actually, dear Lukman, the thing
Yeah.
is all these things depend upon our data set, and according to that, mostly we choose. Okay. And one more thing, just give me 1 minute. 1 minute, please. Actually, the thing is when we discuss about replace the nan value with zero, we can have the mean, median, or mode. Okay, so mean we have to check when the data is normally distributed. Okay, when our data set is normally distributed, in that case we can use mean, and when there are some skewed type of the data, okay, we can have the median, or if the data is of the categorically type, we can use mode. Okay, but you can use also forward fill or backward fill. The meaning of forward fill and backward fill is that, suppose uh, in one array there are 10 values. Okay, so you will have the value of first index, second index, third index, up to 8 index you have the values. Then you have the ninth index is missing, nan value, and then you have the 10th index value is there. Okay, so you can use in that case forward fill. Forward fill means you can use the value which is at the position of 8th index. Okay, and if you have any array, 10 values are there, and suppose that third value is missing, or you have the nan value. So in that case, you can use the backward fill. The meaning is that if the third position value is missing, you can use the fourth position value. Okay, whatever the value is the fourth position, you can use the same value at the place of missing value. The same value you can use. So forward fill and backward fill, we can use also the can be one of the best way. Okay, but when we are filling the values which are missing, okay, so every time we not able to judge that which is the best way, but these are the options which we can use and we can verify our findings, the impact of the value, whether sometimes we can take the mean of the values. Okay, but sometimes when we have the data, suppose that the variation in the ninth value is missing in your data X array, and first five values have less difference, but after that the difference of the values are increased. Okay, so in that case, if you will take the mean, that will impact the data set or the result. So in that case, you have to follow the forward fill. Okay, so the difference between the value of 6, 7, 8 are very high. So if you will use the forward fill, that is the best way. So the meaning is that you have only the one option when you will do when you will use this type of the data and do the experiment, then you will have the scale which type of the method will be more applicable, since there are several ways to choose the value which will be the more suitable or return the more accurate result, depend upon the data set which we have to study, and then we can predict which value will be more suitable. Okay, so this is the way to choose the way, but very first we need to have the which are the ways to choose to replace the nan value, and then by doing the experiment or by observing the data we can decide accordingly.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Briefly, in addition to what the last questioner forwarded, like I'm trying to understand the issue of removing and replacing a kind of a data set in respect to my specialization, which we call data interpolation and extrapolation. Like now, if you have a set of data, like let's say 1,000 sampling, 1,000 set of data, in which it has to do with coordinates. I know coordinate, there's no way you can forge a coordinate except you have the exact number or figure of that of a particular point. So now, generally we used to do it in geophysics. We call it extrapolation or interpolation. Depends whether you want to add or you want to remove a particular data set. So in this case now, I'm trying to understand it that because if you are using zero in any relative, it cannot be applied in our own area. Maybe probably you can talk of maybe mean or mode. So in that case, can we now say that it can only be applied for a case or a data that is conditional data or a kind of data that is have a kind of a mode, mean, media.
So do you have any data set for the data analysis which you are using? Do you have any data set this type? Aliyu? Abu Bakr? I am asking from you. Do you have this type of the data?
Maybe he's having a network issue.
Okay. So if you have still any question, very interesting question.
Sir, I
Yes,
can
please.
hear you. I have a data sample. Maybe I'll forward it to you on WhatsApp.
Okay. You can WhatsApp me and also put your the entire question. Some I able to understand your question, but partially I am not able to understand. Okay, so better is if you can text me, I can easily understand. Then I can answer you. Okay.
Okay, sir. I will do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Partially I am not able to understand your question because your question is very long. And if you will text me, and if you have the dataset where you want to apply this test, you can
Okay.
provide the dataset.
Okay.
So
I will send
yeah.
it to you.
So,
But in summary,
yes,
what
yes,
I'm trying to say
yes,
is that
yes. Yeah, yeah.
removing,
You can send me.
replacing in
Yes.
respect to our area visualization, we
Yeah.
call it interpolation and extrapolation. But the only
Great.
difference is that our own data has to do with coordinates, in which you cannot forge a particular coordinate unless each coordinate is assigned to a particular region. So in that
Okay.
case, if you are using in mode or zero, then I don't think it will go, that condition will be a kind of, it will have to be a flexible condition, not a fixed condition, because there are some cases that if you are trying to replace or remove or add, I don't think it will work in some areas of science data analysis.
Yes.
So that's what I'm trying.
Yes. Yes.
I will send you, then maybe I will back it up
Yes.
with
Yes.
the question
Send
that
me.
I'm trying.
Yes. Yes. Please send me on my WhatsApp
Thank you.
number. Okay. And I will check it. Then I will reply you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, dear participant, and a very nice discussion today. And the content which I present, I will provide you, and you must try all these things. Okay, and tomorrow and next day, some of the faculty members have holiday vacation, so you must try all these things so that this workshop where you are spending 2 hours per day can be fruitful and informative for all the participants. Okay, and if you will do practice, use the data, this will add some value. And thank you once again to all the participants to spend your 2 hours with me and nice discussion. Tomorrow we will join at the same time at 7 p.m. And good night to all of you and stay connected, stay safe. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good
Good
night.
night. Thank you, sir.
Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night to all of
Good
you.
night.
Thank you, sir.